It's good to me.
Sure.
My vision's getting worse. I blame the flying and not being a vampire. Old age.
Old age.
Kicking in. Yeah, so, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Lindsay Schoolcraft here with my buddy Zen. We are in Milty, Melbourne right now.
Yeah, it's currently, I think it's 42 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I feel soggy.
I hadn't heard that one before. So.
Yeah, I've been saying that the whole trip. So this is my first having a friend on my YouTube channel, the first YouTube video ever, and I'm a little rusty, so go easy on me, but one of the requests on Twitter that was written in is to tell the tale of what finally happened in Rome.
In Rome.
Yeah, what do you remember?
Remember is probably the word to use. I think it was it 2015?
Yes.
When?
November-ish.
Was it November?
Beginning of November.
Okay.
It was either the 5th or the 6th. Well, listen, okay. Because people ask specifically, when did Antiqva start? And I had to think
So
back.
no one's actually asked me when it actually started.
Yeah, I have really precise fans that really want to know exactly what happened.
Yeah, we have precise fans as well, but it's about other things.
Not like, hey, when was the exact day that, I actually had a question about my Evanescence tattoo recently. They're like, they thought I got the year wrong, and I'm like, no.
Really? I think you should know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I pay attention to that stuff. Yeah, so some people are particular on dates. So we had a day off in Rome-ish.
Well, yeah, it was in Rome, but we were playing in, is it Ciampino?
Yes, see, you remember.
I remember.
Yeah.
And so it was the day off, the day after our shows, was it? Or
The show was the next day.
The show.
Because we suffered the next day.
Okay.
At the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone went off into Rome to enjoy the city because I'd never been there before, had you?
No, it was the first time. First time for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone went. Well, most of the bands kind of stuck together, I think.
They did. They went to see all the major attractions, which we were just not about. No.
Major attractions is too many tourists, and
which they said when they got back to us. But where did we end up going first? We went to the Basilica.
Yeah. Well, that was that towards the end.
It was just right there. When we got off the train, we were just but the thing that really sucked about Rome was it was raining.
Yeah.
And it was marble. And I was wearing my flip-flops.
Oh, that's right.
And I was sliding everywhere.
Yes.
And it was just
something to say.
Stairs were just rough. I warned my mom she wants to go to Rome, so I was like, if it rains, don't wear your flip-flops.
So in Canada, what do you call flip-flops? You call them flip-flops?
Sandals, flip-flops.
Because in Australia, we generally refer to them as thongs.
But that's underwear where I'm from, super sexy underwear. So
we're starting to change to flip-flops.
Good.
Really. Yes.
Good, because it's what, you're wearing super sexy underwear on your feet? It just doesn't make any sense. So there was that. Basilica was right there, and it was one of those oh my god, I'm in Da Vinci Code moment.
Yeah, I think you actually mentioned something like that.
I was looking at the astrology on the floor. So it was that, and then things got hilarious when we went to that crypt.
Yeah,
What was the name of that place again?
It was a Capuchin crypt.
And you weren't allowed to take photos.
But I did. No, that's right. So
this is great. Do you remember how it went down?
So I ended up taking photos with my camera.
And you were it said don't take photos, and you're fuck it. I'm taking photos.
So why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know.
I forgot what, it was Capuchin crypt in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was something else it was called, but anyway, we went inside and I was taking photos, and they had cameras inside watching, and then the security lady inside came up to you.
She thought you were me.
Yeah. Slight height difference. And what did she say to you?
She's she wanted to look through my phone, and there was nothing on my phone. And it's how could she mistake me for you? You're using a professional camera. I only have my phone.
Yeah.
And she's interrogating me, thinking I'm being the asshole that you were being.
Well, being a real asshole.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a lot of good photos.
You did. They were beautiful.
I didn't actually get to share them with you.
Yeah, I saw a few online. Yeah. You need to send me those one day.
So the crypts. So they were quite nice to see.
And then it was like we were like super new friends at the time, so we were like, let's go get like pizza with no cheese on it and like drink a whole bottle of wine.
Let's be vegans in Rome.
Yeah. And that's where the trouble started. We ate a pizza, it was delicious. And
it was actually really good despite it being vegan.
Yeah, it was
because
delicious.
Rome, as far as I'm aware, and Martino has confirmed, our bass player has confirmed that Italians don't like vegans.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me though. Yeah. We go against everything they believe with their cheese and their eggs and their meat. So I understand. It's okay. Yeah, it was good. And then we were supposed to see more stuff, but we ended up talking for like 2 hours or something.
That was at the restaurant.
Yeah, and then we're like, oh my god, everything's gonna close. Like, where did we need to head after that? We were trying to.
Train station.
No, that was the first meal. And then we tried to get somewhere else before it closed. And I think we just ended up walking around the Colosseum and like making fun of how small it was.
Yeah, because when you see it in all the pictures and whatever, it's like massive.
Massive, but it's like there's tons of cats. It was great. I loved it. It's a good thing I didn't touch the cats. God only knows. But yeah, we went around it and then we decided to get dinner and we were making sure like, okay, like we can't miss this train.
Yes.
And then we just proceeded to get like drunk and have dinner. And this is where it really got bad.
So I think you were aware of the time more than I was. Oh.
Yeah, and we were just, I don't know, we were just talking about...
And we lost track of time.
Stuff, yeah. And then we were like, okay, we gotta go. And then I left my glasses. We were like leaving and I'm like, oh my god, I don't have my glasses. And we ran back and then we like tried to run to catch the train.
Yeah, yeah. And then we missed the last train.
We did. And then we're like, we have to walk for 3 hours back to the bus.
Actually, I actually checked it.
What? Like how long?
Yeah, how long the walk was.
So at this point, we were mildly drunk, like because of the amount of red wine that we had at this point. And I felt bad, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, I'm so sorry. So after that, we're like, okay, we gotta start heading back.
Yeah.
How do you... Is this a photo on your phone?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, we took that long to walk back? That was like that's painful. I don't know if it's gonna, I think they can see it, 3 hours and 41 minutes. Yeah. So what happened at this point is this, oh, I had an extra bottle of wine in my purse. That's what happens when Lindsay used to drink.
Wow.
It was all or none.
She's such a bad influence on me.
Well, it gets worse because I don't know what happened. Like we were on our journey back and then
hang on, because we missed the train, but we did try to get a taxi.
But we were so drunk, no one wanted to take us, and we just sat there and kept drinking.
It was drunk and wearing black.
Do you remember the fountain?
Yes.
I didn't go swimming in a fountain. It was just like mud on the bottom.
So she went swimming in mud in the fountain.
Yeah, it was great. I just stepped in the mud.
That was probably, what was it, maybe an hour into
our adventure, trying to find a taxi. Yeah. No one would pick us up. They just like saw how drunk we were and they just drove away. That was it. So then on the way back, I'll never forget this, you decided to put your GPS, instead of where there was paths, we're just gonna walk on the highway.
Oh, that's right.
And then when I found that out, I started yelling, I yelled at you, and I was like, oh my god, my mother will find you and she will kill you if I die tonight, da, da, da. And then I got really quiet and you're just like, what? Like, you kind of looked back and I'm like, I'm scared. Because you're like walking over a bridge where you're not supposed to walk, and like this little like chained off, you know what I mean, like going over the bridge. It was so rough. And then there was no
footpath. There was all purely highway.
Oh yeah, and then we went, like we turned down this one way to go, and this car like came at us and we just like clung to the chain, the fence, and you're like, this isn't a sidewalk. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you can't really blame me for that because of the alcohol.
No, it's fine. But then it got really interesting when we were like more than halfway and we were all of a sudden on this street and we found this bar that was like open at 3 in the morning, and I really needed to go to the bathroom.
I totally forgot about that.
And they're like, where are you from? Da, da. And they invited us in and they poured us more drinks. But the shot was called Mother-in-Law and it was like 70%.
When I saw the comment on Twitter, I was wondering what does, I'm forgetting
this is
something.
Familiar.
Yeah, mother-in-law. It's like, what does that mean? It's just like, is it to I don't know, but that all makes sense now.
And that was the point where it just, like, my boots
Yeah.
broke, and like,
Yeah.
it was a lot. And then, like, literally, you know, when I got back to the bus, we just kind of like went like that, went to our separate buses.
I think that was maybe 5 a.m.
Yeah,
Was it
the
5
sun
a.m.?
was coming up,
Yeah.
and I fell into my bunk, didn't even take my shoes off.
Yeah, I was kind of very similar.
Did you at least get your shoes off?
I don't remember.
And then the next,
I'm assuming I did.
yeah, and the next day, my favorite part of the next day was when Troy came up to me, and I'm like really hungover. I'm just wearing my dress, and I'm like, oh, it was the warmest day of the tour. And Troy's like,
Italy, yeah.
are you trying to kill my lead singer? So Troy's the sound guy for
Yeah.
Neo, and I was like, what about me? So
You're in a different band, different priorities.
yeah, I know. It was her first tour with us and all that. So, but with Antiqva, I'm trying to remember, like, you and
It was
I.
probably about halfway. Well, it was kind of on the last leg, I think, of the walk.
I don't think it was. I think it was before we missed the train. I
Um,
feel like it was okay. So what happened was, is during like all this eating of pizza and wine,
Oh.
we like both discovered that we have the same favorite song ever, which is the Offertana by Carl Orff, and we were like, this is our favorite song. We both like, I'm like, you're my best friend. Like, it was that moment. We got a little too excited, and then we were talking. I was like saying like, oh, like I love Cradle, but I've always wanted to do this with music. And you're like, well, I had this vision for Neo, and then Neo turned into this.
Yeah, Neo just completely screwed me, and then I had to. I wanted to start again.
Careful what you say. This is going on YouTube.
I love what Neo did.
This is like, that was a blabbermouth headline. You know that.
Yeah.
Neo
Wow.
screwed me.
Neo screwed me.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah.
My bad.
15 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because complaining about wanting to do something different than what we were currently doing as another outlet, as if you don't get necessarily, you can't put all your ideas into the one project that you're working on when you're working with other people. So another outlet is always more of a positive thing than complaining about things.
Yeah, and I think it's what we both needed, and we both were kind of like inching towards that. And I feel like it was the first time we missed the train. Like it was the first time before I realized I lost my glasses, because we were just kind of moseying onto the train, and I was like, "Do you want to start a project together?" And you're like, "Yeah." You're like, "This is a good idea," because we both want like that black metal with the classical with the heavy gothic, and it was just that was the birth of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that, and then the rest of the night was a shit show.
Yeah. Lindsay was helping me walk for most of it.
I remember that was after the mother-in-law. I had to grab you like this and help
We
you
did take
walk.
a photo halfway through, I think.
It's somewhere online. We were in front of the traffic, the highway sign that said Rome,
Okay.
and it's just like me from here because I'm so short. And then there was the one where it's like, we found the graffiti that said
That's
goth.
right. That's the one that was kind of.
That's a good photo.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's what happened in Rome. I don't think we
And then
missed.
your tour manager wasn't too happy.
Yeah, but it's because we were always having fun and he wasn't having any fun. So, like, I feel like it would have gotten more trouble if it was going out with Danny, because we definitely would have died if I was with Danny.
See, I was far more responsible than Danny.
You've always been far more responsible
Oh.
than Danny. Bless, I love Danny. He's my boss and all, but like, come on, let's be real. So, and then I don't know what happened after that. I think after that, we finished the tour, and then I went home and I started like composing right away. But those first compositions were really bad.
Yeah, but you have to start somewhere, and
Yeah.
I guess, it's been a slow journey, but we've.
There's like over 3 years now, but that's okay.
Yeah, 3 years, but it's developing, and everyone's, I guess, getting more of an understanding, considering there is now 7 of us.
Yes, we have quite a lineup, and then we're gonna turn off filming, and we're gonna discuss what we're doing about it in 2019. Yeah.
And what are we?
So, yeah, we need to figure that out right now. But I think that's it.
Yeah.
So thank you for getting through that with me. It was
No, that's fine.
It wasn't too painful.
No, it's a pleasure.
And thanks
As
for
always.
Yeah, always. I know we
Always.
we live on opposite sides of the world, and we make it work. It's friendship, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll how it rolls. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and you finally got your answer. I know, like, there's at least 20 people who want to know this story.
I did answer one in an interview once, but like, no one sees much.
I do. Because I'm a good friend. But yeah, I tried. Alright, cool. Alright, that's it. We did it.